Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to another episode of the Red Light Sports Ramble, presented by the Red Light Sports Network. I am your co-host, Troy Otradovec, joined by the fabulous Evan Witalison out in the great state of Wisconsin. What's going on tonight, buddy?
Not much. Just listening to the neighborhoods around me decide it's time to launch off their fireworks. I think they got confused on what today is. Tomorrow is the 4th of July, not today. So, I hope they decide to stop firing their fireworks off in about 29 minutes when I'm trying to get to bed because I got to be up super early tomorrow. But not a whole lot going on other than that. I actually had a day off for a change, and for the longest time I didn't know what to do. I'm not used to having a day off where I sit around and not really do anything. So it's quite new to me. But, things are, they just want another fireworks. So hopefully, like I said, they get them all out of their system before, 10:30. So how are things going out in Pennsylvania today?
Well, unlike you, I had to work and working out in the heat, doing some work with Pepsi and doing some delivery work. And it was a little hot and humid out there today, buddy. But we got some rain now. I know the Pirate game is under delay right now, so it gets humid. It rains, gets humid. It's that time of the year, and unfortunately out here, hoping that the rain does not damper our celebration here in our little town of Latrobe, Pennsylvania tomorrow, the fireworks and the little carnival we have at the city park. I hope the rain can hold off at least to enjoy that because it is a great event that brings the local community together. It's nothing special other than a small carnival and fireworks, but it is a community event. We all love going to it. So I hope the rain holds off tomorrow night for us, buddy. But I hear you. Last year we had the same conversation about crazy people firing off fireworks on different days other than the 4th of July. Last year, if you remember correctly, we were doing a lot of Saturday shows with the Red Light Sports Rant, and I believe we talked about it the following Saturday after, like that Friday night. You had to get up, do some stuff, and people were firing fireworks off like a week later in your neighborhood. So it's one of those things. The 4th of July is Saturday. Be festive, be joyous on the 4th of July, but 3-4 days after, or 2-3 days before, you don't need to be firing off fireworks. It happens here too, buddy. It actually happened last night. I was out and about, and boom, fireworks going off. It's like not even July yet. Shouldn't be firing off your fireworks. So I hear you, buddy. But we got a great show tonight, talking a little bit of baseball. Going to bring up a topic that's caused some controversy. But as always, I'm going to let you give some updated news on current Major League Baseball and what's going on. So take it away, buddy.
Yeah, it's Friday. That means it's baseball talk for the Red Light Sports Ramble. If you want to talk about your favorite baseball team, go ahead and give us a call at 646-915-8254. Got an interesting question to throw out in a little bit. But before I do that, I got an interesting question for Troy. The question I have for you, Troy, who is the hottest team in baseball right now?
Let me think a second, because there are a number of teams on top of divisions that are either pulling away. I know the Cardinals are actually losing games, so could be somebody in the NL Central. I would say probably, I don't know, maybe also somebody in the American League. How about the American League East? How about the Baltimore Orioles, buddy?
Well, they've lost 2 in a row, so it's not quite them. But you were right when you were talking NL Central, the hottest team in baseball. Our Milwaukee Brewers are the hottest team in baseball right now, winners of 6 in a row, 8-2 over their last 10. And on the current road trip that they're on, their hit totals are currently 16, 10, 17, 16, and 16. And the team is batting .371 with 40 runs in 5 games. So the Milwaukee Brewers are the hottest team in baseball right now, winning games left and right, scoring a lot of runs. You look at their position players over the last 7 games. Only 2 guys have batting averages below 300. That's Carlos Gomez and Segura. Gomez over the last 7 is 161, but he had a grand slam today, and John Segura is 154. But he had a pretty good game tonight. But batting average, Ryan Braun's 379 over his last 7. Aramis Ramirez 364, Parra 360, Lucroy 320, Lindis 308, Jeanette is 304, and then Hernan Perez is currently leading the Brewers in batting average at the moment, year to date. Hernan Perez batting .339 so far on the year with a .361 on base, .464 slugging, and an .826 OPS. He has 19 hits and 56 at-bats, 5 doubles. Doesn't have really any RBIs. He only has 2, but he doesn't bat much with runners in scoring position. But Hernan Perez, Troy, is a guy that when he was playing with the Tigers, he was batting under 200. He's a guy that was a very highly touted prospect, but he got caught up a little early and didn't really have a role with the Tigers, kind of in and out of the lineup, never was able to develop any confidence or rhythm, and now he's with the Brewers. He has his role, which is basically him and Scooter Gennett are sharing the second base position, and it's a role that Hernan Perez is just taking advantage of big time. So the Brewers, hottest team in baseball, and if you would have told me this back in April, that the Brewers would be the hottest team in baseball, I would have said you were crazy, because in April the Brewers had probably the worst month a team has had in baseball in quite a while. But Troy, Brewers, hottest team in baseball, what are your thoughts on the team right now?
Well, I had mentioned the Cardinals are losing, the Brewers are winning. All we need the Cardinals to do is lose 17 more in a row, and the Brewers win 17 more in a row, and hope the Pirates just maybe go around 500 and we get back in the division race. Is that a reality? No, but the reality is it's nice to see them playing good baseball, and there is a reason for this. And again, Brewer fans may hate me, but if the team is playing well and players are producing, it drives their value up while the trade period is open. You and I are in agreement on this. If we can get good return on our players this year, we're not against the Brewers doing it. And so with the Brewers playing well, especially going into the All-Star break, because you and I both know, Evan, that time during the All-Star break is a busy time for GMs. They're not taking that time off. That's a real busy time for them where they're actually now positioning themselves to pull off trades once that All-Star game is done. You're going to start seeing these trades happen within the next couple of weeks. And if the Brewers are producing these players, it's going to drive their value up. It's going to allow the Brewers to get better return if they get into the market and start selling. And so it's nice to see. Do I like the wins? Yes. But in all reality, I joke about the Cardinals losing, Brewers winning. The Cardinals aren't losing that many games. The Brewers aren't winning that many games. But it's nice to see them playing well to drive the value up so that we can get good return, or the Brewers can get good return when they sell. So it is very nice as a fan to see them win. My DraftKings, it's nice to see the players produce and get me points so I can, win my leagues that I'm in. And then overall, for the future of the Brewers to get good return during the trades. I think it's awesome, buddy.
Yeah, it is definitely a good thing that they're winning right now. And some Brewer fans I've seen on Twitter and Facebook complaining that they're winning right now because they may not go into sell mode. But, hey, the Brewers are in sell mode. As hot as they're playing right now, they're still 34-48. They still have a .415 winning percentage. They're still 19 games out of first place, and they're still 10 games out of the wild card. So it's great that they're on the 6-game winning streak. It's really good. Hopefully they can push it to 8 games after this weekend with the Reds. They have a Saturday night game on Fox tomorrow night, the regular Fox, not the local affiliate. So you get to actually watch that game, Troy. But it is great seeing them on this winning streak right now. But they've already, I think the front office has already decided that they're going to be sellers. I don't see this affecting, them. We could make a run at something. I don't see that happening. And you nailed it right on the head. The winning streak's going to drive up value for guys like Ramirez right now. During the like I said before, during the last 7 games, Ramirez is batting .364, on base of .375, 500 slugging, and .875 OPS. He's got a home run, 9 RBIs. He struck out just 3 times, and he's got 3 doubles, and he's 8 of 22. So that's going to drive that up. Adam Lind, he's driving his value up. They could get some stuff possibly for Lind. And an interesting move the Brewers did today is their backup third base / first baseman, Jason Rogers, got sent down to AAA today, along with Corey Knebler. And my thought is that they sent Rogers down to get him everyday playing time, I think preparing in case they do trade an Adam Lind or a Aramis Ramirez. I think that's why they sent him down. But you brought up All-Star Weekend, Troy, and the All-Star Game is coming up in a couple weeks. It is the 14th of July. Voting ended yesterday. The All-Star Game should be announced probably this weekend, or the final All-Star roster. With then you get to vote for the extra guy. And with that, the All-Star Game pretty much right around the corner. There is a rule for MLB. Every player has to be every team has to be represented in the All-Star Game. Every team. So I want to get your quick thought on that rule, Troy. Every team must have a representative in the All-Star Game. And who is your Brewer, since you're a Brewer fan, who is your Brewer representative for the All-Star game? And since you live out in Pittsburgh, who is your Pirate representative? And you can only pick one.
Yeah, it's I'm going to answer your question first. It's crazy talk. Crazy talk that you have to have one player from your team. I understand why they had originally put that rule in. They wanted to keep the interest in the All-Star game. And they felt by having a representative from every team, that means that every market would watch the game. Well, I don't agree with that. If it's an all-star game, you should have the best players playing. And I know that people can argue that, well, it's the best player from that team. But from my point of view, just because you're the best player on your team doesn't mean that you're one of the best players in baseball. So I dislike the rule. I think they should get away with it or just go away from it. I know this year the little fiasco with the Royals and the votes and so on. But when it comes to the players in the game, I believe that you take the best players from each league and you play the game. And if you're going to put home field advantage in conjunction with the game, honestly, a Milwaukee Brewer in the All-Star game, do they really care then if they win for home field advantage, knowing that their team is not even going to be in the playoffs? Now, they might have loyalty to the National League, don't get me wrong, but really, are the players in that situation thinking about